ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि। भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। My namaskars to you all who are listening this talk on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are deliberating upon the verses from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter. The name of this adhyaya, Trayodash Adhyaya, is Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhag Yoga. We are seeing this set of verses from 7 to 11, which Bhagavan himself refers as Jnana. By that word, it implies that it is knowledge itself, or as Shankaracharya puts it, the means to the knowledge. This also can imply that this is what manifest into the behavior of a jnani, one who realizes, the realized soul. This is how he behaves, or the one who aspires to have the knowledge, attain that knowledge. He must see that his conducts or his state of mind, his behavior matches this set of patterns. In the last class, we saw this verse: Asaktir anabhishvanga putradara gruhadishu nityam cha samachittatvam ishta nishtopapattishu. Ishta anishta upapattishu. We have seen the verse. Now, we will see this verse, verse number 10. I hope I have explained everything in this verse number 9. So we will go to verse number 10. It reads as follows: Mai chananya yogena bhaktir भक्ति अव्याभिचारिणी, भक्तिरव्याभिचारिणी, विविक्त देश सेवित्वम अरतिर जन संसदी. So until now we've seen ideas like which goes from the character like amanitvam, humility, etc., adambhitvam, unostentatiousness or unpretentiousness, ahimsa, kshanti, that is forbearance, and arjavam, uprightness or straightforwardness. So these are the mental characteristics. Then acharyopasanam, shaucham, स्थैर्यम, आत्म विनिग्रह. So these are again the characteristics which can express in their outer life, acharya pasanam, shaucham, etc. But sthairya and atma nigraha, then they are again the mental fortitude. Then in general means how it will express in their again day to day life. Indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanu darshanam. Now these become more like policy of that person's life, that vairagya, dispassion, and not having obsession towards the objects of sense indulgence, indriyartheshu, indriya artha, and in them to have vairagya, not to have raga, but vita raga, whose raga, attachment, attraction has ceased, has come to an end, that is vairagya. Indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara evacha. Not to think oneself too much, that would be anahankara. Not to be obsessed about or be having a self-central idea towards life only, that would be anahankara. For most of us, life revolves around us, about me, coming out of that idea, rising above that idea, anahankara. And janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanu darshanam, that coming to realize the facts of the life, janma mrityu jara, that is old age, vyadhi, that is a disease, that they are fraught with fault, janma itself and mrityu itself. So thus having this vairagya, indriyartheshu vairagyam and anahankara, these are the great leveler, janma mrityu jara vyadhi. So not to think of oneself too much and not to lose ourselves hedonistically in these sense pleasures. And therefore also asaktir anabhishvanga putradara gruhadishu nityam cha samachittattvam ishtanishtovapattishu. So putra, dara, putra, that is sons or daughters for that matter, or any progeny or offsprings of ours, and dara, that is wife, or therefore can be husband. Dara gruha, that is home or the wealth, sthavara, whichever you might have created. Everything. So by gruhadi means etc. Putra, dara, gruhadi. So these three are symbolic. Therefore adi means etc. There can be many things. And in these things, not to have this anabhishvanga, that is, you identify yourself with these things, that they become the part of your soul and being, not to have this kind of obsession and identification with this thing, anabhishvanga. And asakti, again, this attachment towards all these things. So therefore non-attachment and non-identification with these things, putra, dara and gruhadi, etc. And therefore if somebody is maintaining indriyartheshu vairagyam, and Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshanudarshanam Anahankara, then only, and then Asaktir Anabhishwanga Putradara Gruhadi, etc. Then what will happen? Then only this person will be able to steady his mind. Nityam cha samachittatvam. Samachittatvam, that chitta is in steady state. That is, it is not oscillated or fluctuating too much. Due to what? Due to up and downs, thick and thins of the life. That you are not going insane about it, too excited, too hyperventilated, or too depressed and dejected. So we will not be mercy of these changes in the life which are bound to come, which are the facts of the life. You cannot completely escape unscathed from this. Then only the steadiness of mind can be maintained. In what? Ishta, Anishta, Upapattishu. If this you come across this Upapatti, what? Ishta or Anishta. So you do not become too much affected by it. So affected by the good or something which is pleasurable or making you happy, it is also being affected. It is, you cannot only have one thing or happiness and pleasures and can escape everything bitter and sour. It is not possible. You choose one, you have to have another. If you want to have this steadiness in your life, this peace or more deeper, intense, that ananda, that bliss, then you will have to refrain in unmoderated consumption of this sukha and dukkha. You will have to pull up yourself from this. Yes, these things are there, good and bad, small and big. These things would be happening. They are all right. They are the life. This is the flow of life. This is how it goes. Then this nityam cha samachittatvam, this can be earned. You can experience that in your life. That you are somewhat able to keep your mind steady. And then once only this is possible, then only this, what is told in this next verse, Mai chananya yogena bhakti ravyabhicharini. So ananya yoga, that ananya, na anya, that is the meaning, that nothing other than God. In this way, if you are living your life, nothing other than that, nothing other than God, and other word here used is avyabhicharini bhakti. Bhakti ravyabhicharini. So bhakti hi avyabhicharini. This with sandhi it becomes bhakti ravyabhicharini. Bhakti avyabhicharini bhakti. Sri Ramakrishna in his gospel, we find he has used this word avyabhicharini bhakti. Avyabhicharini. Vyabhichara, that is bhrashta achara. Abhichara, which is abhishta, which is prescribed. That would be abhichara, which is shubha. Abhichara, chara is achara, charana, kruti, vyavahara, that is chara. Abhichara, which is abhishta, which is good for you, which will bring a long term well-being for you, kalyanam. That would be abhichara. And viparita of abhichara, abhichara, viruddha of abhichara, that would be vyabhichara. What would be vyabhichara in bhakti? That bhakti is love of that higher truth, higher dimension, higher self of yours, God, Guru. So that Ishvara, in a whatsoever form, which you choose, known as Ishta. So, for the realization, for the vision of whom you are doing sadhana, you are doing bhakti. So, swerving from there would be called as vyabhichara. So, like when there is something, some lures or fear, and you forget whom you were trying to contemplate all and all, and you forget in that moment something nice has happened, you have forgotten God. Something challenge has come, you have forgotten God. In the hope that you would do something, and then when you cannot do, then you go say to God, please save me. When you cannot do yourself anything, and then you run to Him, then you remember Him. But as long as the challenge is sufficiently try and call forth your ego, you are very proud to go headlong into it, to take upon yourself, to smash that challenge. So in trials also, in difficulties also, they also make you move away from your bhakti. That is bhajana, that is propitiating the divine. So what divine? Because it is in the definition of that word itself, that what you call God, what that form you are trying to contemplate, the meaning of Ishvara itself. If you are, so Sri Ramakrishna has used this phrase, like yatha bhav tatha labh, and in Bangla he used to say that bhaver ghare churi noy. This is something, it is his own expression. Ghar means as if room. Ghar is room. And bhaver ghare, that where there is this bhava, your bhava towards the divine, your ishta devata, your aradhya, in which you are doing this your bhakti to that bhava, there should not be this hypocrisy. Hypocrisy in the sense that you say something at this moment, and next moment you act something contrary to it. That if you consider that He is Ishvara, you are trying to pray for His vision, pray for the realization of God, that if he or she, that your God to whom you are praying, He is Ishvara, then it is Sarva-vyapta, Sarva-shaktiman, Sarvajna. But as soon as something is doing, then you keep it aside and you go about your old habit of getting into samsara. This pleasure, this attraction, this old habit of enjoying and immersing ourselves into samsara, this does not go away at all. And next moment we forget everything about God, bhakti, everything. Avyabhicharini bhakti, that is, this His bhakti and this ananya yoga is never violated. That in all and all, because Ishwar is Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman and Sarvatra. And this world itself, all of it is His creation, and everything is happening by His own sweet will, good, bad and ugly and everything. It is this due to, by His own Maya, He has created this. Sri Ramakrishna said in one single sentence that Brahma alone through its Maya has become Jiva, Jagat and Ishwar. So in one sentence, whole of Vedanta he said. So it accepts Advaita, it also accepts Visishta Dvaita, it also makes provision for the Dvaita, Vedanta. That Brahman alone, through its power of Maya, has become Jiva, Jagat and Ishwara. So Brahma is one thing, Ishwara is another thing. So Brahma does not create, but Ishwara creates. Brahma does not have any attributes, but Ishwara has. Brahma cannot take any form, but Ishwara can. That we form, or through his own Maya, he takes birth to such an individual, to such an being, we call Ishwara Avatar. To such an being, we call Ishwara Avatar. So they are as good as Avatarana, means coming down. When Ishwara, who is the highest, one who is the sum total of all and everything of this creation, that is called as Ishwara. This Jagat is produced from him. He is the Nimitta and Upadana Karana of whole of this creation. It does not mean that he has exhausted himself into the world. One Upanishad says that this whole of this creation, this is like 3/4 and he is still 1/4 above it. So that Ishvara we can contemplate whenever he takes form for the sake of those who want to realize, who want to seek this path, who has this doubt in their mind whether this is true or not. So to vanquish that doubt, to clear away that doubt, to reinstate their faith that to this path of the moksha, to these higher pursuits of God realization or Brahma Vidya, etc. If you have become too tired of this world, too tired of this samsara, and really seeking this path for the moksha, for the liberation, for the illumination from the samsara, then he again and again he comes, yada yada hi dharmasya, etc. as he said. And before to that verse I have referred again and again. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi san prakritim swam adhisthaya sambhavami atmamayaya. So this is the third part of the which explains that he becomes the Ishwar Avatara also. Prakritim swam prakritim adhisthaya, presiding over my own prakriti. This I take birth, sambhavami, I take birth, atma mayaya, through the help of my maya, through the instrument of my maya. And so if we understand that I am praying, I am contemplating the form of God, I am praying to Ishvara itself. You might pray him in a photo, in a murti, in your own mind. If your prayers are directed to him, you know who he or she is. And are you thinking enough, and are you conducting yourself in accordance with that? Are you really? That would be the question. How serious are you? That would be the question. Ananya yogena. The idea of spiritual life and therefore idea of religious life. Sometimes these two remains intermixed, but there is clear distinction. Even Shankaracharya in his introduction to Bhagavad Gita, so two kinds of dharma he had said, like pravrutti marga and nivrutti marga. This nivrutti marga is the higher life. This is pertains to spiritual life. So, spiritual life is not just going to temple. Spiritual life deals with the spirit. It comes with this idea of spiritual realization, that is illumination, that is moksha. The spiritual realization is, the spirit here is that consciousness, that Atman, that entity, that ultimate nature of the reality. If it is the ultimate nature of reality, this apparently real world is not the ultimate, that is the meaning. Sri Ramakrishna again and again he used to use this phrase, Ishwari ekmatra vastu, baki sab avastu. This realization is fundamental to the beginning of spiritual life. Spiritual life cannot begin without this idea. That sufficient realization, that maturity of that individual must have come and must have reached to this point. To the point that world and all its pleasures and pains and gains and losses, they are just material and they amount to nothing. Avastu. They are ephemeral, they are transient, they are just for the time being. You just waste your time, mind, energy going after it. They are not the objective themselves. This idea becomes clearer, crystal, and very strong. It turns into a very strong conviction that liberation is the goal of the human being. You take birth, you have father, mother, then you have family, then you have this education and profession, and one thing or other. They keep you engaged. This is what is called as Maya. Keep you engaged. You feel like, I have to do this thing, otherwise who will do? I have children, I have husband, I have wife, I have father, mother, this thing, or otherwise I have to do something for the country, of the world. I will do something for the Samaj. Samaj has to be liberated. These people are downtrodden. They are constantly grinded in this injustice. I have to save the climate change. People are eating meat. I should go and fight them. People are not doing things properly. I have to teach them. One thing or other. Point is that as long as you do not realize and cross this threshold and do not become truly liberated by that highest experience in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, before to that you are not going to be free. Till then, this engagement, how you should go about it, this must be the only concern. Till then only this is to be done. So must be done in such a way so that our realization is hastened, is helped, or it proceeds faster. In such a way only I must go and engage with this world. Engaging with this world, this is such a game. It does not have any end. It does not have any end. You die, you born again. You die, you born again. It can go infinite number of times. Infinite time is there. This is not going to cease unless you become mature and you try to question that what I am doing, what is the purpose of doing all this. And therefore, then the question will arise, how and why I should do this. What is the purpose? What is gain here? What is lost? I lived, suppose, this much years of my life. What exactly I have done? Why do human beings behave like the way they are behaving? Unless people come to this fundamental question, without that, these questions, there is no answer. So there is no search for the answers, and therefore there are no answers. And only once answers are there and the person is completely inspired and motivated by it, then only he will turn to higher truth. And this life is called as spiritual life. The search for this higher truth. This is called as spiritual life. Coming to temple or doing some mantra japa or so many things. This part is called as religious life. This is like for the juniors, for the childrens. Unless you mature, you do not come to spiritual life. So as long as you are happy, you want world, you want everything of this go nice way, you want to be happy in your family, in your instruments of happiness. You do not want any bad or unlucky thing to befall you. You want to be healthy. All your in family you want to be healthy. Yes, as long as you want the world. And you know that it cannot go one way only. That is the condition, that is the tragedy of the world. That beginning of the Mundaka Upanishad, there is story, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakaya. So, one Upanishad, that Mundaka Upanishad, this starts with the story. One of the very profound Upanishad. So, very wonderful ideas are being discussed in Mundaka Upanishad. So, it tells the story of the two birds which are sitting. One is branches down the line and one is high in the tree. So, the bird which is the lower bird, which is eating fruits. So, sometimes the fruits are sweet and sometimes the fruits are very bitter. So, when that bitter fruit comes, so it completely shakes that bird and he says, oh my God, what did I eat? And he thinks that I will not eat again. And then again he sees another fruit and thinks, let me try this one. And this is little better. And then again he is searching for some sweeter fruit. And when he gets sweet fruit, and he is so amazed by the taste of it. And sometime then again, all of a sudden, totally unexpected, some bitter fruit comes. And then he totally shaken. And then he says, what is happening? And he sees another bird which is completely still, which is not eating fruits, and silent, immersed, as if in great, intense bliss, which is oozing within from itself. And he says, what is that bird? He jumps towards it and goes on this journey. This is the story of human life. So this pain, these sorrows, they are the real teachers. In Karma Yoga, Swamiji says, actually, the pain and failures and the sorrows, they direct us more, they make us more mature, educates us, teaches us better than the moments and the events and the results of happiness, joy and success. But it is the human being who must come to learn. You cannot parrot these things. You must become that. Then only you have learned something. This is the journey of a human soul. So unless slowly to these dualities of experiences, he come to this conclusion and conviction that Ishwar alone is the truth and rest everything is but redundant, is of second importance. So, and slowly as an individual come to this threshold and want to enter the spiritual life. So what does that person do if he enters a spiritual life? Leaves away his family, go to jungle? You will not be able to do anything by that. This is not going to leave you so easily. You will have to do a lot. Moksha is not escape. Moksha is not running away. Moksha is true liberation. The true strength, freedom and purity that is being attained. Moksha, unless you become free in this midst of din and bustle of this samsara, then what is that moksha? So it is that moksha is not on some lateral plane, you run away to some corner. No, you rise above vertically on the vertical of consciousness. On the vertical of consciousness. That these things slowly lose power to affect you. That would be the moksha. You do not become unkind, uncharitable, unsympathetic, and unsensitive to others. Rather, you become filled more and more with these ideas, which will come after these couple of verses. When Bhagavan explains what is Brahma. So, wonderful are these ideas of Vedanta in Upanishad and in Srimad Bhagavad Gita also. Like here, Bhagavan says that Brahma na sattanna saduchyate, that it is neither sat, neither asat. This is what it is called. And in the next verse itself, he says, Sarvata Panipadam Tat, etc., etc., that it is everywhere. It is that consciousness which has transformed as if through Maya into this everything, into different people, different beings, different experiences. So this is what it is. It is not somewhere to be obtained. It has become everything. So, Ishvara, Adhyatma, and therefore this Bhakti stands on this. Sri Ramakrishna used to use this word Jnana Nishtha Bhakti. That Bhakti which is found, which is established on the foundation of this Jnana, knowledge. So, it is perfectly well, it is not that somebody suppose practicing Bhakti, he is stupid or idiot or he doesn't understand. No, Bhakti is practice. It is particularly cultivated, it is crafted for that purpose. Ishvara, Avatara, that is the way to go forward. There are also many people you might meet. You are not much interested into bhakti or these things. No, I am Jnana Margi Swamiji. Acha. So have you understood Jnana properly? And no, or Swamiji, I believe much in Karma Yoga only. Or somebody saying, Swamiji, I like more of this Raj Yoga. I will meditate. This bhajan or bhakti or these things, he has not understood any of these things. When you will see these ideas exclusive of others, then you have not understood any of this. If you have understood them well, then you will never see any differentiation or exclusivity that I am this kind and I am not interested in this. Whether you are meditating, whether you are working, whether it is the matter of jnana or whether it is the matter of bhakti, you will see no distinction. And then your understanding of spiritual life has matured. And the person who has grown into this sadhana, then he can do. Here Bhagwan, in one word, where he will say something about bhakti, in the next word he will be talking about Brahman. It is not contradicting in him. So my understanding must be falling short if I feel like that one thing is exclusive of other. So Sri Ramakrishna gave this beautiful example, story. It is said that Krishna has now left Vrindavan, Gokul, and has gone to now Dwarka. Now he is Dwarkadhish, he is king of the Dwarka, he is living there. So gopis of Vrindavan are very desperate to see him because it is so many years and they have not seen their beloved Krishna, who is the Swami of their heart, who is the master of their heart, to whom they have dedicated their everything. So they want to see him. So message reached Bhagwan, and he sent his envoy to bring them to Dwarka. So these all gopis, they came, and so all through the journey, so they were asked to rest and then meet the Krishna. They say, no, straight away we want to see him. So with those dusty feet themselves, then they were taken into the court where Krishna was presiding over his court. So now he is king, and these ladies, they came with their all this ghungat and everything. So when they reach in the midst of the court and they ask, where is Krishna? So the envoy pointed out, here in front of you, Krishna is sitting. Bhagwan is sitting. Rajadhiraj Krishna is Dwarkadish is sitting. And as soon as they turned their gaze a little, they saw somebody means a gentleman in rich royal clothes, and that like kingly adornments, and this all ornaments and everything, all that royal pomp and what you call the grandeur. So there is Dwarkadish. So it's the king. And as soon as they saw a little bit of it, they turned their face and pulled over their veil, their ghungat. And they said, who is this person? We do not recognize him. And they say, why we should look at some face of the stranger man and lose our satitva, our pavitrata, that we are dedicated to one person. We have accepted him our husband or Swami of our heart. So they are all married. According to the Bhagavata, when Krishna is there, Krishna's age is about 8 years during the Raslila also. And all these ladies, they are all married women, including Radha. They are all married women. So the sense of husband here is somebody as dearest as a husband for a most dedicated wife. So in that sense, that Bhagwan is the true husband of all gopis. Not in our worldly sense. So that mistake is not to be made. Not mistake is to be made. They have their wife, their children and their families and their duties, their cows and everything. That is there, that is going on. But he is the Lord. He is the Lord of our hearts. That young boy, Krishna of 8 years old, and they are saying that why we should look at some person. We know only one Krishna, who is having this dhoti and this mala and this that flower garland around his neck and that peacock feather on his head, in his turban. That boy, and having this what, that pipe, basuri. So that Krishna only we know, who is to go around behind the cows, and that is the Lord of our hearts. They refuse to look at Dwarkadish Krishna. So that is called as avyabhicharini bhakti. So you are dedicated to someone to so much, you cannot swerve away from that point. I like in this sense, Tulsidas ji is a great saint. His poetry is very wonderful, very liberal, and so On Ekadashi day, we have this Ramnam Sankirtan in our temple, everywhere in Ramakrishna Mutt. It begins with these Sanskrit stanzas, which are composed by, again, Tulsidas ji. So first there is one verse. It begins with Nanyas, not Nanyaspraha. But it starts with the first verse. सबसे पहले पहला शब्द क्या है? Anyhow, so here he is saying, Tulsidas ji is saying, Srinathe Janaki Nathe, Srinathe Janaki Nathe, Abheda Paramatmani. Now Srinath is, Shri is Lakshmi, Srinath is Krishna, Bhagwan. Srinatha is Krishna. Janakinatha is Ram. So Tulsidas ji is saying, Srinathe Janakinathe Abheda Paramatmani. So they are Abheda, there is no difference between Srinatha and Janakinatha. Rama and Krishna, there is no difference in the state of their highest nature, Paramatmani, in that sense. They are the avatar, they are the form of one entity only. I have no confusion about it. I have no doubt about it. Srinathe Janakinathe Abheda Paramatmani. Then he says, Tathapi. Still, he says, Tathapi. Though it may be, it is like that, still. Tathapi Mama Sarvasva Rama Kamala Lochana. Still, my Sarvasva, my everything and everything is Rama Kamala Lochana. That whose eyes are like the petals of Kamala, lotus. That Rama is my everything. There are different bhajans written to Ganesha, to Shiva, etc. Tulsidas ji's wonderful bhajan, some sung by Rajan Sajan Mishra, very Gaiye Ganapati, etc. You see, in the end, he is singing wonderful glory to Ganesha. But in the end, what does he say? That he asks only one thing, that you give me, O Ganesha or Shiva or whosoever, that unflinching devotion at the feet of Sri Rama. Rama Base Prabhu, here may something wording is like that. This is what Avyabhicharini Bhakti. So Sri Ramakrishna gave that example of gopis of Vrindavan, that they had accepted that 8-year-old, that Krishna of Vrindavan as the Lord of their hearts. They are not ready to see even him grown up. Dwarkadish Krishna, they don't want to see. So, in Hindu Parampara, this idea is very clear. Many times, now Shiva is there. By different name there are Shivas. Of this place, that, or Devi, or this Vishnu Pratimas, Bal Gopal, or this Kishore Gopal, etc., etc., etc. Okay. So like Ram Lala, or Rama of Ayodhya. So people are worshipping different Ramas. So for someone, that Ram Lala, Bal Ram is his Ishta. So he is only contemplating that Bal Rama only. In Sri Ramakrishna's life, we see that when he is in that was contemplating or meditating on Hanumana continuously, he says he used to like live on the of the tree and used to eat fruit with its skin and rind, etc. So he is not peeling them off. So to completely merge his identity in Hanuman, avyabhicharini bhakti, and this ananya yoga bhakti or ananya yoga. So bhakti is creative faculty. One must invest our mind, how it is to be contemplated, how it is to be realized, how it is to be made real. As we invest, yatha bhav tatha labh, again said by Sri Ramakrishna. So unless you invest into it, you are not going to reap the result. Bhakti ravyabhicharini, that uncorrupted form of bhakti, that is full, impeccable, purest, untainted. So it does not lack anything. It is complete devotion. So that is avyabhicharini bhakti. So among these ideas, he says this, after nityam cha samachitatvam, this ananya yoga avyabhicharini bhakti, this would be attained. And then vivikta desha sevitvam. Vivikta is viveka purna. Desha sevitvam means that he chooses to reside in such a place, that where to go. And aratir jana sansadi, that where generally people of the world congregates, he try to stay away from them. He does not enjoy arati, he does not enjoy the company of such people. So these are the qualities, because these people would have mostly worldly talk, worldly gossip. So if you have higher aspiration, you have to choose to refrain from it. Aratir jana sansadi, sansad, इसलिए इसको संसद कहा जाता है, sansadi. So in these things he have developed arati, uninterested. He has become uninterested. He at least does not seek it proactively. You may not be able to avoid it, but you do not go and plunge into it again and again, so that your mind can be preserved. It can be given for the higher purpose, for the contemplation of God, for the meditation, to refine, pure and fortify and concentrate this your adhyatmic bhava. With that, you will be able to do this ananya yoga bhakti. You are living with people, you are living in your society, family. Even your family may not be altogether conducive. We see in the life of many people. But what you can do, you cannot choose to run away from it. You have to live and you have to practice your bhakti. So bhakti is not external avadambar, that you say Narayan, Narayan, etc., and do all kind of drama. That is not necessary. What is love like? Making show of it. Love is the most enormous feeling. You do not bring it on the road. You contemplate it most purely in the innermost chamber of your heart. That is bhakti. You act, you live, you breathe in accordance with it. That is bhakti. So you have family, you have husband, wife, children, other people, maybe work, maybe profession, maybe job, different kinds of people. What you can do? you will have to live with them and keep certain portion of your mind unattached, not thrown out completely into this world. That's why Sri Ramakrishna says that even 1/4 of mind is sufficient to do the duties of the world, whereas we are all 100% into the world. We are not having even 1% kept away. So that is the trained mind which can reserve its 3/4 of mind and can do the duties of the world, conduct the affairs of the world with 1/4. We are like whole and soul given to it. What would be left? With what you are going to do meditation and contemplation? With what you are going to do bhakti? You are roaming naked in the world. What you are going to reserve for yourself? So this is the training. So once slowly you build upon these things, this become possible. This become possible for you to conduct the affairs of the world, whatever is necessary, and still keep your mind, some portion of your mind, at the feet of the Lord. So so this Vivikta Desha Sevitvam. Shankaracharya also explains it that Vivikta Desha Sevitvam, that is which is conducive to your sadhana, which is conducive to your spiritual practice, or also the cleanliness of the place you choose to reside, or you keep you do not go to such places which are harmful to you. Why would you go? Naturally, you would not. Which are good for you, those places you will go. And you will not try to seek this company of worldly and materialistic people only. Meaning that you will seek the company of the good people, sadhu sangha you will seek. You will build upon this. This naturally this taste of higher life and this sadhana, if it comes, that individual's life is blessed. Forget about when he will realize God. Forget about when he will have illumination. He has found the track, he has found the groove, what to do of the life. I think that individual is blessed. Forget about realizing God. He knows what to do. Otherwise, people are chewing their brains what to do in the free time. One woman was divorced for she got addicted to this mobile game called Candy Crush. Candy Crush. She got divorced. Her actual story in the lower middle class family, where wife is in her house, in small house, and this husband goes for all day work. He comes. This woman is not ready to. She's forgetting her time, mind, and everything into the Candy Crush, crushing the candies. Husband got irritated, told her, reprimanded. They might have fought over it. This woman is gone to the point of no returning back. She thought she will attain moksha through Candy Crush only. So, unimaginable true. We cannot think of these ideas, but this is what. So, Candy Crush. That's why people, some women, they like certain things to talk about. Not like that. You may be men, but this kind of this variety is found in more in women. To make a phone to their suppose friends. There are some fast friends, some women. Sometimes they also change, or their relatives, like her mother maybe, sister maybe, and they can talk 1.5 hours easily. So some great pleasure they draw unless they do that. So she might feel restless. She might feel restless. So different kinds of addiction people develop where they could time pass or to kill the time, etc. There's nothing productive to do. The person who has found this in his life, rather he will be short of time, that how exactly he has to do, what he must do, how he must conduct himself, where to go, what to do. Life is going on, job is going on, family affairs are there, everything else is there. And with that also, how to squeeze time and do something which is very important for him or her for that matter. So this is the jnana. This will pave your way, open the gate for you for this spiritual progress, for spiritual emancipation, liberation, illumination. This is called spiritual life. So this Bhagwan says in the 11th verse that we will take this now. Time is up. We will take this in next class. So everything has been said. He just concludes here that this is Adhyatma Jnana. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam. So being steady in this knowledge and this Tattva Jnana, this philosophy is made the darshana of your life. This is called as Jnanam. And everything else is Ajnana, ignorance. So we will take this verse, touch this verse, and then proceed further from here. Next Sunday होगा तो class? ठीक. ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम तत्सत्. श्री रामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु.